Hello everyone, welcome back to Witchinary. If you have yet to subscribe to this channel, please do so because we're getting crafty. And today I wanted to bring to you my creations using the My Monthly Hero Art Kit for July 2018. I am super late uploading this, guys. I'm super sorry. So this card kit is Carnival themed. I also got 2 of the add-ons because they had a little bunny rabbit, and I'm obsessed with bunny rabbits. It had 3 postcards, 2 pieces of ribbon that the kit came wrapped in, and 3 reactive inks. Let's get started. This kit did not excite me as much as I wanted it to. I don't know, I've just never really been a carnival going sort of person, so I just kind of was like, eh. But it does bring some stellar ideas, so that I was really excited to play around with. For my first card is actually a postcard. I can't say I've ever made really an intentional postcard that came from a kit, so that was really cool. Kudos to Hero Arts for that. I took out a border stamp from the set, and I go ahead and I use my mini Misti to place it onto my postcard. This actually gave me some trouble because these don't line up very well. At least this one didn't line up very well. So to remedy that, I go ahead and I take out my Prismacolor pencils in the colors Cobalt Blue, Deco Yellow, Permanent Red, and Blanc. And that gave me this nice Americana border sort of look that was nice. I also took out my landscape carnival stamp that's in this kit. This is another superstar that came in this set, and honestly, if I was just making these to make these without posting them anywhere for inspiration, I think I would have made all of my cards just using this one stamp. That's how much I love it. But because I had to give different ideas, so it is what it is. But anyway, I took out the fireworks stamp and I ink it up using all of the inks that came in this set. I also take out the airplane stamp and I stamp down hello there at the very top. And from my stash, I pull out my Squeeze Lemonade Distress Oxide ink because it inks very, very well on some paperback cardstock, which is kind of like what this one, like what this card base is. So I was very excited to take that out. Once I was done, I felt like the card still needed something more. It was just too plain. So I go ahead and I use my black ink from Hero Arts to ink up Enjoy the Ride right in the center. And I think that pulled my entire card together, and this is how it turned out. For my next card, I wanted to make something super, I can't say simple, but at least versatile. I love this little ticket stamp. It like brings me back to my competitive days when I was a kid at Chuck E. Cheese and I was trying to beat out all the other kids for the prize. And I knew if I had more tickets, it meant a bigger prize. So that's kind of what I felt going into these cards. And I wanted to make something that was easy enough to replicate, but also you can change up a little bit of the orientation and make it your own. So I ink up that little ticket at the top and the bottom to make a nice border. And then I take that beautiful landscape carnival stamp again and just place it in the center. Like, I'm not playing, guys. All of my cards would have had this stamp if I wasn't trying to come up with different ideas each time. So bear with me. I ink that up using some black ink from Hero Arts, and then I take this other border stamp that came in the stamp set. Now, I think this might have actually been the reason why I was kind of underwhelmed. There were a lot of border stamps that came in this set, and I kind of was like, why? But, I mean, it's Hero Arts, they can do whatever they want, but I don't know. I just kind of wanted more. But anyway, I take that one, and this one was actually very easy to overlap, and I ink it up with some reactive red ink right at the bottom. And I wasn't sure if I wanted to leave this card like this, just use the colors of the ink cubes plus the white and the black to make a nice edgy punk rock sort of card. I decided against it because it's a carnival theme, and I know that I'm a very plain and dull person, but I figured like to give this card some justice, I needed to add some color. And if you're not clutching your pearls right now because I said that, this might be the time to do so because I just said that I need a color. Yeah, I don't know. Vacation did me well, guys. It really did. Anyway, I go ahead and I use the same border stamp at the very top to kind of just separate the tickets from the center niceness or the center design going on. And I really like how this started turning out. I ink up hello with the black ink from Hero Arts, and then I pull out my Copic markers in colors YG23 and YG09 to just give my tickets this nice green sort of color and a little bit of dimension on the sides. I really like that they're green because it gives a nice contrast between the green and the red. Now, when I was doing this, I was like, oh my god, this is so pretty, and then later on I felt like I needed more red. For the hello, I take out my Tombow brush pen in the color 985, which is a nice golden yellow, and I color in the hello using this color. I actually love it because it kind of just grounded everything together with like some solid colors versus like the pinks and the purples. I don't know. It was just a nice change to use this color palette versus the one that I'm normally drawn to. From my stash, I pulled out some paper presentation Rouge cover cardstock. It's 100-pound cardstock, I believe, and I wanted to make a panel, not a panel, but a card panel from this paper. So I did that, and then I adhere that down to my actual card base using some Tombow adhesive. And I felt like that red really pulled the reactive red ink together and like didn't leave it so free floating. And I also added some Nuvo drops on the sides in Dandelion yellow. I really wanted to show you guys kind of how versatile this design could be just using different elements of the stamp set. So I go ahead and I do the exact same thing I did before and just ink up the top and the bottom using those lovely competitive ticket stamps. And guys, those memories are great. They are. And this time, instead of using greens, I used blues and reds to like really tie and marry down the design. And as you can see, it's kind of similar but different at the same time. I have to admit, around this time I started getting kind of bored with the fact that I was making very one-dimensional cards, so I pulled out my Nuvo drops in the shade Dandelion yellow, and I just go ahead and make some dots at the bottom to kind of give this card a little bit of a separation between its design and its border, and then add 2 drops to the sides of my sentiment. And of course, I've been doing something kind of different, guys, trying to change a new leaf. And what I mean by that is just decorating the inside of my cards. I don't normally do that, but I had some washi tape lying around and I felt like it fit the theme of this card a little bit, so I just decided to put a little strip on the inside of my card, and just like that, we are done with those 2 lovely cards. Can't wait to see what you guys do with it. For my next 3 cards, I needed to do something with this amazing fancy die. This by far is the rock star of this kit, and if you disagree with me, I don't know what to say. This is just a lovely fancy die. I take from my stash a piece of blue cardstock, which I don't know even where it comes from, another piece of that Rouge paper presentation, and some scrap paper, and I just make 3 die cuts of that fancy die, and I also make 3 panels using a Lawn Fawn stitched rectangle die. Now, my idea for this was to kind of recreate the actual pattern of the fancy die using different colors, so that way I could kind of create just like an actual carnival flyer per se without actually, you know, being too cliche about it. And I also didn't want to like just do like a mix and match of both, and I didn't want to do like an inverse, because easily this could have been like 6 cards instead of just 2, or just 3, but I don't know. I really wanted to make sure I mix and match those pieces, so that's what I went for. I carefully started placing those little die cut centers back into the cards, but I made sure not to do every single piece. Like, I made sure to leave some room on the inside so you can see the white stick out, and I love the way that this turned out. Like, I can easily see myself doing this with different color cardstocks, or even my own if I decided to do like a nice background either with alcohol inks or something else. Even like do that alcohol ink technique for one of these, and like actually have, you know, like a nice window card that like actually has a stained glass sort of feel. I don't know. I was getting creative around this point with the kit, and I don't know, I really liked it. You can also make it like a shaker card with this die if you like really have the time to like go to town with all that foam. It definitely is a thing. So now I'm just using my multimedia matte glue to glue everything down, and as you can see, I'm just trying to do the exact same thing for my other panels, and this is kind of the end result. So after I'm done and I have those beautiful little backgrounds, I kind of feel like I haven't done a lot with the other elements of this kit, so I decided to kind of like, you know, start playing around with orientations. And this is kind of where I realized that I had add-ons that I haven't even touched, and that's a problem because I really wanted a bunny rabbit card. So I go ahead and I make a couple of those dies, or a couple of those not panels, just a couple of those little characters. But I also wanted to show you guys kind of what you can do with just the kit. So here are the three: the roosters with the hay, the little bunny rabbit with the pig, and of course just that one that has just the stuff from the kit. And for these, I actually want to decorate the inside of the card. So I finally get my chance to stamp down that come one, come all stamp. I'm very much obsessed with this stamp because it really does have that carnival, well, not carnival, but carnival sort of feel. Like when you think of a carnival, you think of like that one ringleader guy. You think of the circus, like, come on, come on, to whatever. I don't really know what they say, but anyway. Yeah, I don't know, I was really happy. I tried to ink everything up in, like, inverse colors. So if I did blue in one, I did red in the other, and I didn't want to do the come one, come all sentiment for all of them. I thought that would be boring. So I decided to do the you make my world go round sentiment for one of them. The one with the Ferris wheel, because I felt like that would make the most sense, and that's actually one card you can make with just the stuff in the kit. So I was very excited to showcase that. I gotta admit, the background to that one card kind of reminds me of Wonder Woman, but that's just me. But anyway, yes, I really love the way that these came out. This was probably the one time I was very thankful to have all those border stamps, because I got to see kind of like how you can decorate a sentiment to like have these beautiful like carnival feels. And yeah, I mean, I guess they're all right. I just wish they would have had different ones. I hope that you guys enjoyed this this video. I did struggle a lot with the stamp set, and I realized that I'm very late uploading it, and hopefully you guys aren't too mad at me. If you guys do want to check out some of my vacation and what it's like in Puerto Rico, please go check out my last video. It's very insightful. Also, my rabbits really wanted to take pictures with these cards, so I hope that you guys enjoyed or enjoy the little preview or my post outro for this kit.